welcome to the long-awaited episode
6 of
Hell's Bitchin', a Gordon Ramsay fan cast. My name is Sam.
And I'm Max. And we're very sorry for the wait.
Let's start out with an apology. It has been a crazy couple of weeks. I'm just one busy gal, and Max suffers because of it.
I'm just here, but thankfully I have prints to make for conventions.
Yes, but, I've been busy doing stuff.
She's been busy being a star. Kind of. Almost.
Changing other people's costumes. The star of being a dresser.
The star
for a local community theater production of Mamma Mia.
Here we go again.
That's what the voiceover said. It said, now please sit back, relax, and blah 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 for the production of Mamma Mia.
Does he not know? Was he like, oh yeah, the famous Mario musical?
No.
Mamma Mia.
No, it was just the way that the guy that did the voiceover talked.
Oh really?
Yeah, because he
did he have?
We recently did Ragtime at the same theater, the musical Ragtime, and he would go Ragtime.
Oh yeah, he really hands it up. He's just like, get ready, cause it's
get set.
Ragtime.
Ragtime. Yeah, so that's where I've been doing quick changes for learning to tap dance, relearning to tap dance. Did that in my youth when I was in college, and I am relearning how to do it.
Vocal lessons.
I have been taking voice lessons. Yeah, I've been real busy, so I would like to apologize to all of our fans, all 3 of you. All right, but we're back, and full disclosure, we originally tried to record this episode like 2 weeks ago, and it just wasn't working. It was late. It just wasn't happening. So both Max and myself have seen this episode now 2 times. It's like
three times. I watched it on my own.
You watched it 3 times?
Yeah.
Oh, 2.5. I would count today as a half.
Okay.
And then I half watched it while I rolled coins from a mason jar we've been collecting coins in since March of 2018.
We live a rich life.
So rich.
That one would be jealous of.
So rich. But we have come back. We are home. We are here.
Like Chilean miners.
Like Chilean miners emerging from their holes, as Justin McElroy would say. No, but we're here with episode 6 of Hell's Bitchin'. Max, you want to give the people a little recap of what happened in episode 5?
Boy, do I.
Do you remember what happened in episode 5?
Boy, don't I.
Okay, so
what happened last time?
Michael betrayed Chris.
Michael betrayed Chris. Like the snake he is.
Sorry, as you'll learn, Michael really wants to be this Black Widow, as you'll see. But yeah, the red team lost, and Michael betrayed Chris. He said it's going to be Jimmy Elsie, but then he put Chris up for elimination, and Gordo eliminated him because if you're going to say you're real good, you better back it up, boy.
And he set an example for a certain baldy-headed twat named Ralph.
Okay, really throwing the punches here. But yeah, so that's the big drama from last time. Chris is gone, which is fine. We show the recap also had a clip of Jean-Philippe telling Jimmy, no. Oh wait, no, he says, stop touching yourself. But then Jimmy brings Gordon a dirty plate, and he goes, no, dirty bowl. And which is one of my favorite Gordon Ramsay upset voices. No,
Jimmy. He's calling from upstairs,
and he's running and dropping napkins everywhere. That's what you missed last time on Hell's Bitchin'. Anyway, the voiceover says Gordon sent Chris home to show that growth and desire is greater than experience. So that's a real wake up call to old Ralphie there. But
the baldy-headed twat I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, the baldy-headed twat. One big thing about this episode is that we no longer have the long ass "Who is Gordon Ramsay and why do I give a shit?" intro.
Because we know who Gordon Ramsay is, and we know why we give a shit.
Yeah, we definitely give a shit. Just a quick aside to people out there who love Gordon as much as we do. Gordon Ramsay did an episode of Hot Ones, the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. It's out there on YouTube.
It's great.
What's his name? Sean Evans? You're welcome for that free promo. But it's great. If you like Gordon Ramsay being dramatic and eating hot wings.
And pulling out citrus from everywhere.
He just had bottles of citrus juice. And by citrus juice, I mean a thing of lemon juice and a thing of lime juice that he just pulled out of nowhere. And he's cutting into donuts, talking about how much he hates donuts while he's doing it. So it's fun. But anyway, so back to the action. So our red team, who we have left are Michael.
Things are getting hot in the kitchen. Because there's only 6 people left.
Yeah, that's right. Michael, Jimmy, Queen Elsie, mother of 6. And on the blue team, we've got Andrew, Jess, and Ralph. So Jimmy and Elsie are relieved that they're not going home.
Can you believe we're halfway through? We started with 12.
That's true. We are halfway through. I just started thinking about Jeff, that son of a bitch. That dumb motherfucker.
Let's take a moment to think about Jeff. Son of a bitch.
Okay, we're done. All right, so yeah, Jess is happy that Elsie didn't go home. Everybody's happy that Elsie didn't go home, pretty much.
Because she deserves it.
Yeah, because she worked really hard. And Michael, that's when he says, you know, I think that putting Chris up for elimination, that was like drawing first blood. I'm really trying to be this Black Widow. And it's like, okay,
he's saying all this dumb nonsense.
He's just really dramatic. He's just like emo and like wants people to take him seriously. But
it's like, I'm the real bad boy at the kitchen.
Yeah, just because you have tattoos and like a widow's peak doesn't make you a bad boy automatically, Michael. But you know what does make you a bad boy? Eliminating your strongest competition when Jimmy should have been the one to go home. So, he's a Black Widow, baby.
That's strategy, but also betrayal.
Because because what did he call him? What was his nickname?
Spidey Mike.
And now he's trying to be a Black Widow.
Spider-Verse 2.
Oh. Listen, have you seen... Never mind. We'll get into that later. Okay, so this was like a real wake-up call to Ralph, because Ralph thought he was just easy sailing, because he knew what he was doing. However, wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
You need to cook.
You need to cook, yeah. So Ralph, takes it as this big wake-up call, all dramatic and stuff. But so they go for their first challenge this week. Everybody's still reeling from the unexpected elimination of Chris.
They don't know what to do. They're like, oh, I could go home at any second.
Yeah, but Jess took it as like a reassuring thing. She was like, I was under the impression that Ralph and Chris were definitely going to be the ones to win this, but now I know that that's not the case. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to win just because they're more experienced. So yeah, but so the next day, they are down in the kitchen getting ready for their second challenge, and it is one of those famous Hell's Kitchen challenges.
It's not famous here because it's the first season of Hell's Kitchen.
Well, it's famous now. This
is where it all started.
It's what Max so lovingly called the Bird Box Challenge, where they have to be blindfolded and wear noise-canceling headphones and tell Gordon what it is they are eating.
So it's a weird crossover between Bird Box and A Quiet Place where you can't see and can't hear. This will be a weird movie.
Did you see A Quiet Place?
Huh?
Did you see A Quiet Place?
Yeah, it was about being quiet.
Yeah, but they can hear, with the exception of one girl.
But they're supposed to not make any noise.
Yeah, but they can hear. It's not that they can't hear. You're thinking of Hush, that really good Netflix movie with John Gallagher Jr., where the girl is deaf and being tormented in her own home. And it's crazy.
That is crazy. But I was gonna say some shit about like a Hulu version of like A Quiet Place and Bird Box where like you're guided by taste or by smell.
That sounds like
that's what the
diners, drive-in diners. Triple D. Anyway, so that's what the challenge is.
Right now on Triple D.
Max really went for that Guy Fieri impression.
I was just like, oh, I can do it. I know I can do it.
You felt confident in that Guy Fieri impression. Yeah, but so Gordon tells Elsie that she deserves to be here, which is great. And then he's like, Ralph, I'm pretty pissed off at you. You better do better. And he's like, I'm gonna do my best for you, Chef. That was a really good Ralph impression. He was like, I don't mean to disappoint you, Chef. I'm gonna do my best I can for you. And Gordon's like, okay.
Okay, whatever.
But so now it's the Bird Box / noise canceling headphones challenge where Gordon gives them food and they have to identify it because Gordon believes that chefs should have an impeccable palate.
So says the voiceover.
Yeah. So the winning team gets a day out with Gordon. And so first up,
the losing team has to wash all the dishes.
Oh yeah, I was just skipping over the losing team. But the losing team has to wash all the pots and pans from last night's dinner service. So not only is there a lot of dishes anyway, A. B. They've been sitting there overnight. I don't know about you guys, but I leave dishes overnight all the time because I'm lazy as fuck.
And I clean them up, and they're gross.
Not always. It's not always, Max. But to be fair, Max is home all day. Max is home all day. Anyway, so first up, Andrew versus Jimmy. Bum, bum, bum.
And so they got the headphones on him, and like Gordon's having a laugh with them.
He calls Andrew, you jumped up politician, you.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
I don't know, but it's pretty funny.
And then he calls Jimmy fat or something.
Yeah, then he fat shames Jimmy, which is tough.
No, it's 2005.
Okay, but so first up is Jimmy v. Andrew Battle Royal. And they each get 4 rounds. And Andrew gets the first one. It's chicken. Jimmy says it's like beef tortellini with sweated onions. whatever that means. So Andrew gets the first one, which is chicken.
Like everyone is just like, what?
Yeah, Elsie's like, where the hell did he get tortellini? Because it's literally just a piece of chicken.
It's just like,
but Andrew
it's not even seasoned or anything. It's just chicken.
Andrew goes, feels like chicken, tastes like chicken. And Gordon goes, okay, what is it? And he goes, chicken. And he's right. And then Jimmy gets the last one, which is scallops. So they were tied 1-1 going into the second round. Jess versus Elsie. And my girl Elsie gets 3 right.
Yeah, that's right. She does. She kills it.
She gets 3 out of 4 and Jess gets zilch. She gets 3 out of 4. She got like Caesar dressing because she hates anchovies.
Yeah, she's like, as soon as I tasted anchovies, I knew it because I hate anchovies.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Jimmy gets that it's a radish. Huh? What did I say that he got? He got scallops. Andrew got chicken. Jimmy got a white radish because I was like, I would not know what a radish tasted like. If somebody was like, you're going to die if you don't tell me what this is, I'd be like, I don't know. I don't know what a radish tastes like. So Andrew got chicken, Jimmy got radish, then Elsie got Caesar dressing, hamburger, and scallops.
Baby scallops,
she said baby scallops, yeah. But so Jess gets 0. So going into the last round, Michael versus Ralph, it is 1 to 4.
Experienced chefs.
Yeah, the 2 experienced chefs. So the first one, they say if Michael gets it, that's the end of the game, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, if Michael gets it, they win.
It's called like veal sweetbreads.
It's sweetbreads from the pancreas, which I don't understand. I guess this is just a food thing. Maybe we should do more research before we do a podcast about a food show. But like, why do they call it sweetbreads?
Because it like feels and looks like breads.
You tell me real quick how a veal pancreas feels and tastes like bread.
I don't know. It's mushy.
I'm sure it's not. What kind of bread are you eating? I'm sure it's not sweet. You know what I mean?
I think it's.
And I thought Michael was close because Michael was like, it tastes like something I shouldn't be eating, like awful, or like he's like like the brain of a cow or something. And I was like, sounds about right. And Gordon was like, that's wrong. And I was like, I don't think you have to eat a pancreas.
I think sweetbreads are just like it's just like a generic term for like the innards.
Let's take a break and Google it.
I think we're at the perfect amount of knowing to be doing a podcast about food.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you feel that way. We're back.
We're back at Dinosaur
from a
Story.
quick Google and HQ trivia break. So sweetbreads are called sweetbreads because it is thought by historians that they are called sweet because they taste richer and sweeter compared to typical meat, and they are bread because the Old English word for flesh is braid, which is like the A and then the backwards E. That letter that's not a real letter, but was like back in the Nordic times. So that's why it's called sweetbreads. Oh. Apparently it's sweeter than regular meat. But it's the thymus and pancreas glands of animals.
That's apparently gross, according to Michael.
It's apparently good, though, according to the internet, so.
According to the world.
Who knows? Maybe they're just not refined. Listen, we're just not refined because they're like sweetbreads. This is gourmet. Pigeons. This is gourmet. And I'm like, you mean those street rats? You want me to eat street rats? Ralph and Michael both get it wrong, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What does Ralph say?
He says something stupid. But anyway, and so then the next one, they're like, if Ralph gets this wrong, the blue team loses for sure, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, this is a low ball. I'm going to give him a leaf of spinach. And he gives it to him, and guess what Ralph thinks it is? Romaine lettuce, chef. And he's like, oh, yeah, Gordon. Like, no. I feel like this is Gordon's like favorite game because he goes, oh, lettuce, and it's like, yeah, he said lettuce, idiot. And then when they lose,
how do you get that wrong though? Have you ever tasted spinach?
Yeah, like a literal raw spinach leaf. It's like, versus romaine lettuce.
Romaine lettuce is more watery than spinach leaf is.
Yeah, more wrinkly.
Spinach has like a stronger taste
and a different shape. Now, spinach v romaine lettuce, that's a topic I feel qualified to talk about. Romaine lettuce is wrinklier. Boom, bitches. Anyway, so the blue team loses, and they have to clean all those dirty pots and pans. And Ralph is like, yeah, well, I spent all morning smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee. Right before we walked in, I took a cough drop. I know, for real. And Andrew's pissed, which I believe Andrew has the right to be pissed because he is the only person on his team that got anything right. One of Jessica's was hamburger, like ground beef. And she thought it was the inside of a filet, or she said inside of a Wellington, a filet mignon.
Yeah.
No, that's two different things.
I think in like her case, she was... In her and Jimmy's case, they were just, like, thinking too hard about it.
They were trying to be too fancy.
Mm-hmm. They were trying to, like, oh, we know our shit. We know what
we're refined. Yeah, no.
And then it turns out they're not.
Yeah. But so the blue team has to wash all those pots and pans. The red team gets to go out with Gordo for a wine tasting extravaganza, which is fun. Two of my favorite exchanges happen when the blue team is bitching about having to clean the pots and pans. Jimmy and Elsie are sitting outside, presumably smoking a cigarette.
Like everybody does.
Like everybody does in every scene of this show. And Elsie says, "Guess I got a good palate." And Jimmy goes, "Yeah, you do." So that was funny. And then Elsie also says, "Poor blue team." And there's a moment of like silence. It's like a three beats. Pause. It's like, "Fuck 'em." is what Jimmy says. It's so funny. It's bleeped out, but it's still so funny. But so they get to go wine tasting.
Which is fun.
And Jimmy is like, oh man, the blue team, they're such good sports, blah, blah, blah. And then it smash cuts to like the blue team like, "I'm about to kick somebody's ass." And Jess is like, "Elsie better sleep good tonight. Sleep with one eye open, honey."
Yeah, like threatening her life.
Like, what are they going to do to her for winning? Like, the thing about the blue team is they're always like, "Gordon's got it out for us, yada, yada, blah."
But this time, no.
But this time it's like literally like, you guys didn't get any of them right.
Yeah, literally dinguses. It's because y'all are dinguses.
You dingus.
Literally because Ralph doesn't know what a spinach leaf tastes like.
Yeah, because he drank too much coffee and smoked too many cigarettes.
And had some chewing gum.
But anyway, they all have a good laugh. There's a really funny bit where Jimmy is trying to sip wine the way you're supposed to taste it.
Yeah, because he like,
he's chugging it.
He's chugging it, and Gordon's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
He's like, "You're not supposed to drink the whole thing." And Jimmy's like, "Oh, you're not?" And he's like, "You gotta put your lips together and like suck in so you can taste the wine or whatever." And Jimmy tries to do it, and they all just have a good laugh because Jimmy is just not that elegant, like refined person at all.
He's a big boy,
and I think that Gordon really likes him. I think Gordon really likes him for sure.
Yeah.
I love. I know I say this every time that they go on an outing with Gordon, but I love when they go on an outing with Gordon because I love Gordon when he's not having to be like his mean Hell's Kitchen tough executive chef self.
He's a really chill dude.
I just wish I could hang out with Gordon Ramsay. Did I ever tell you about my fan fiction I thought about writing about Gordon Ramsay?
No. Excuse me?
It's not. Okay, so the fan fiction is that Steve Irwin never died. And Gordon Ramsay are best friends.
I think you have told me about this.
Because it's a good fucking idea.
I can't believe you
TM, don't steal my fanfic idea.
Well, you better get to writing, because it's out there now.
I gotta go. Feats don't fail me now. So that's my idea for a fanfiction. Thank you. That's been our podcast. This is the series finale of Hell's Bitches. Because I will now hide in a cave.
I will always remind you of...
Listen, I think it's a good idea for a podcast, but also it bums me out because I wish Steve Irwin had never died.
Everybody wishes Steve Irwin never died.
It really bums me out. Anyway, so we're all going to die one day. So the voiceover says, the red team returns to find the blue team right where they left them. Still bitter.
Oh, there's one bit, like, when they're talking about the blue team, like Andrew, like, lifts up a pot, and I guess there was just something under there, but he just, like, lifts it up and goes, like, "Oh, come on, you guys! That's nasty."
That's nasty. Yeah. But so the blue team is like telling them like, "Hey, don't be afraid to clean up the dorms when you guys get back there. Just like be an asshole."
Has the red team, like in the few times that they've lost, have they ever been such sore losers as the blue team are?
No, because they don't have time to be sore losers because they keep getting eliminated.
True.
Yeah, I know.
But like, who gives these assholes the right to be
assholes?
Well,
I kind of understand why they're so bitter because they have lost so much. But at the end of the day,
it's their fault.
Who do you have to blame but yourself?
Who do you have to blame but Ralph?
What a dick.
What a dick.
Anyway, so Gordon calls the dorm telephone.
Yeah, which
and
is
he goes,
a new...
Jimmy, it's Gordon.
Which is nuts to me. That I haven't heard of this telephone until now.
Yeah, he waited until episode 6 to use it. But he goes, Jimmy, it's Gordon. And then he calls everybody down in their jackets in 5 minutes. So they all go down there, and it's like 7 p.m. It's like in the evening. So they're like, we don't know what's going to happen. Is there going to be a service tonight? Do we have another challenge?
Is someone going to get eliminated?
Who knows? It's Hell's Kitchen. Anything could happen. But so Gordon tells them that the first time ever in Hell's Kitchen, the teams get to make their own menu. And so the customers will decide which one that they eat based off of the description of the menu that they do.
So they literally have free reign in the kitchen.
They got to do 3 starters, 3 entrees, 3 desserts. Seems pretty easy. You would think that one person from each team would contribute 1 of each. You know what I mean? Because there's 3 and 3. Mm-hmm. However, guess what? Ralph's an idiot. And Ralph is like, no, I'm the boss. I'm the captain now. And he just like makes up the whole thing and really shuts Andrew down.
Yeah, you see like the red team like working in perfect harmony. Like Elsie's like, how about my paella? And they're like, we'll put the pie in.
And they're like, yeah, scallops, bacon wrapped scallops. That's a good idea.
Like filet.
They're really actually genuinely working together.
Yeah, and then Smash cuts to the blue team. Jess is like, how about this chocolate cheesecake? And Ralph's like, no cheesecake. I have a flourless cake recipe.
It's foolproof. We're gonna do it. Blah blah blah. He just really shuts him down.
Yeah.
Like the dickhead he is.
I think he was just, I think in that case he's just trying to like he feels like he has to like show Gordon that he's more confident than he actually is.
But the problem is he's not being a team player. And Gordon cares about that.
Mm-hmm.
As I fought with many people on Twitter about in the last season of MasterChef, Gordon Ramsay gives a shit if you're a team player. I got in fights with lots of people about Shanika from MasterChef season, whatever season this was.
I remember that. That was last season.
People were coming after me on Twitter, and I was like, have you ever watched Hell's Kitchen? Gordon gives a shit if you're a team player.
I mean, you gotta be if you're gonna work in a kitchen with other people.
I know. All these people followed me on Twitter about it. They were like, when has he ever said anything about her teamwork skills? And I'm like, what? How about shut up? Now people are going to come at me on Twitter again about this if anybody ever listens to it. But oh well.
Like, hey bitch, remember us?
Yeah, they'll be like, what's up? Remember when we fought about Shanika? We're here to fight again. But it's fine.
It's fine. Anyway, Ralph is not a team player. He shot down Andrew's salmon idea, braised salmon with a white round reduction.
Yeah, okay. So this is a big thing. Remember this braised salmon with a white round reduction. He makes Andrew do a poached halibut with lemongrass something. Remember that. Remember the halibut.
Remember the halibut. It'll come back later.
Sooner.
Remember the clues.
But apparently everybody is really concentrated, and Gordon feels really optimistic. He says this is the most concentrated he has ever seen them before at dinner service.
Like the cream is rising to the top, he says.
Like the cream is rising to the top of the cream dish.
You did it. Wow, you did it.
I made a sentence.
Good job. You did a good job.
Anyway, so the blue team, since they lost the last challenge.
Oh wait, the narrator like introduces all the dishes, and it's like on the red team we have Elsie's paella, Jimmy's bacon wrapped scallops, and like Michael's like braised, like what was it?
Some sort of steak.
Like steak fillet. And then on the blue team, there's Ralph's halibut, Ralph's appetizer, Ralph's chocolate cake, and Ralph's other appetizer. Like really hammering
Ralph's,
it in.
Yeah, hammering it in that Ralph really took control, but not in a good way. Like not a collaborative, taking control way.
He like strong-armed the other team members.
Yeah, they were pissed about it. So then. Gordon's like, hey, blue team, remember when you fucking lost yesterday and didn't get to hang out with me and we had a really dope time and you guys weren't there? Well, guess what? Since you couldn't unlock your taste buds, I'm locking your storeroom. And they put a keypad lock on the storeroom where all their chickens are at. And the combination, he was like, the combination is C1690Y. I'm only saying it once. And I wrote it down.
You did write it down.
The blue team storeroom is locked though, and they cut to them going over there, putting it in, and they're like, "Woohoo! Yeah, first time!" As if it's a puzzle. a tricky puzzle, as opposed to just a combination. But Andrew thinks he's slick and tries to take some masking tape and mask over the lock on the door, and he gets busted.
Yeah, he doesn't even try to be slick about it. He's like, "Jess, give me some tape. Give me some masking tape."
He tries to be slick about it because Scott is on the phone and he walks down the hallway and he's like, "What are you doing?"
Oh yeah.
He tears the shit apart.
Yeah. He's like, what do you think you're doing? Like, what do you think, I'm stupid?
Yeah, he's like, you lost. You paid the consequences. What do you think, I'm stupid? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so Scott shut his shit down, and they had like some chickens out that they were trying to prep, but he put all of them in the storeroom because Andrew thought he was slick. So every time they need even a single chicken, they have to go back to that storeroom.
It really puts a wrench in the night. No, not really. Because you never hear about that again.
Yeah, because the chicken's not the problem.
It's the halibut.
It's the halibut, y'all. Okay, so Jimmy is undercooking stuff, of course. He says, no, dirty bowl.
Not this time. That was last week. That was last week. This week, he's like, Jimmy, it's undercooked.
Jimmy! Yeah, and Michael's pissed about that. Like Jimmy is doing the scallops so badly, he's undercooking them, and then he's overcooking them, and Michael's like, I'm just going to do the fucking scallops. So he takes over. Andrew starts serving hot food on cold plates, which is a big no-no in Chef Ramsay's kitchen.
Which I didn't know.
I did. You always serve hot food on hot plates. I feel like he said that on MasterChef. You always serve hot food on hot plates. Anyway, but yeah, so one of Gordon Ramsay's biggest rules is you never serve hot food on cold plates. And he says something, he's like, we've got this cooked to perfection and then we serve it on a ice cold plate. It's just something he doesn't like, which I could get.
Yeah.
I could see.
I think I have something, like, I don't know if it's just like a presentation thing or if it like messes with the temperature of the food. I think it messes with the temperature of the food, actually.
Or maybe it's just part of the overall experience.
Maybe it's a lot of factors.
But then he makes Andrew touch a plate that's like super duper hot and Andrew burns his hand. Gordon goes, Andrew, come here and touch this plate, young man. And he touches it and Andrew does like, he takes his hand out, he's like, ah. He shakes it. And he's like, yeah, is that hot enough? And so I was like, damn. He's like done with Andrew's bullshit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the blue team,
they're getting out their appetizers.
But then the fish keeps getting sent back, the halibut.
Because
it's the halibut. It's undercooked. And it has no flavor.
It sucks.
And I wrote here, R made Andy do his menu because I was pissed on behalf of Andrew because Ralph just bulldozed him, man. Yeah. Andrew wanted to do this salmon that probably would have been super duper good. But I've had a change of heart since then, since I've seen the episode 3 times, because if Andrew was actually a talented cook, he should be able to still do it.
Yeah, he should be able to like push
adapt.
Through.
Gordon likes the paella. Elsie is proud of it. But one of the diners says it has no flavor. So
this Elizabeth Warren looking woman.
Was she Elizabeth Warren looking? Yeah. I was like, your face has been blocked out of my memory for all time because you insulted Queen Elsie.
Yeah, but she was like, it's just seafood on top of rice. And how's the rice? Bland. There's nothing.
Well, it looked like there was a big ass lobster tail in there, so
yeah,
it looked pretty good to me from here.
I would have eaten it.
13 years later. God, 14 years later.
God.
I know. But Andrew is taking the fall for the blue team because the halibuts are not cooking. I don't know what the problem is. Yeah, honestly,
there's a like
it's just not happening.
Gordon's
for
rushing him, and like there's an interview where Andrew's like the halibut's getting done, but it's not gonna get done in 4 minutes. It's not chemically possible. It's not, science does not allow for this. And I'm like, why are you trying to bring science into this?
Well, I'm not sure what the problem is though, because the thing is, it's not like Andrew's not working. I mean, maybe he's getting held up on dressing or something like that.
Maybe,
and it's just he's just getting behind.
Or maybe halibut was a stupid idea.
That too. Anyway, so Jimmy's sending stuff out that has no flavor. Michael is getting pissed at Jimmy. And then Ralph, this son of a bitch. Okay, so there are these 2 young ladies in the dining room that are like actually young. I'll take, if you guys haven't like looked at Ralph, dude's got to be like in his 50s or something. Well, I think it says he's like in his 40s, but he smokes too many cigarettes. He looks older. Well, these cute young ladies that are like waving at him, but this another thing. I think the producers put him up to it, dude, because they were like, you know who's full of it? Ralph. And he'll take the bait, you know, and he did. And so Ralph is like flirting with the diners. He's waving at them and all this stuff. And Gordon is pissed. He's so mad about it. Later on, he says, that really got my back up. Yeah, he gets mad, dude. And it's because they're behind in the blue kitchen and he's got time to like wave at bitches. What the fuck? Also, they're far away. Like, the kitchen is not close to the dining room.
You're like, how did he see them?
I don't know. He must have just been staring at them like a creep.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him.
But so Gordon shuts it down.
Yeah.
He shuts it down.
Does he shut down both kitchens?
Yeah, they don't finish the dinner service. He shuts it down. Michael gets mad, and he's mad at Jimmy for being so slow, and he's like, hey, you didn't throw my wontons, did you, fatty?
Oh, yeah.
And it was fucked up. But it was kind of weird. Like, Michael, it seemed like unnatural for him to say that. They might have been like, red team, we need some drama. I always try to take into account.
Or maybe this is the real Michael slipping out.
It just seemed like it was weird for him to say. You know what I'm saying? He's like, "What, you didn't throw my wontons away, did you, fatty?" The way he said it, the cadence. I was like, that was not. He was forced to say that. If he forced himself to say it, it's still fucked up. Still a fucked up thing to say, but.
Yeah, maybe he's like, be like Gordon, fatty. Oh god.
So Gordon says that Michael did well. Jimmy has a hard time with the first plates every service. So like his first few orders that come in, he's slow going.
Yeah, why is that?
I think he just has a hard time finding his footing.
I mean, he's not an experienced chef.
No.
Except he made it this far.
A sales assistant or something. But the blue team did okay. Gordon is pissed at Ralph. He's so mad about him flirting with people. And then Andrew, the halibut, was just not coming out.
Yeah, like he asked them like whose idea was the halibut.
And Ralph said fucking nothing. He would not take responsibility for it because he's an asshole. I don't know how I whispered that. He's an asshole.
And Andrew ends up really taking the fall for that because he was the one that was cooking it, which He's
At the end of the day, if you're a good cook, you got to be able to cook whatever's thrown your way.
He's like, I want to do a braised salmon, but Ralph kind of forced our hands, so we ended up doing the halibut, and Ralph's like,
well, I thought it was everybody's.
It was a collaborative effort.
Yeah, it's fucked up. He doesn't take responsibility for the dish.
What a fucking asshole.
Yeah, it's annoying. Because Gordon even asked whose idea was the halibut. And Andrew says later, he's like, I gave him a chance to say something, and he didn't. Because he's a coward. He's scared of fucking up in front of Ramsay now that Chris is gone. But so Jessica, he said, Jessica, I did not see you touch one main course tonight, so you get to go back and choose one person to be eliminated.
Yeah, she's the one who fucked up the least.
Yeah. But Andrew didn't want to throw Ralph under the bus because he said, I have more integrity than that, which I kind of respect. Like, I feel like if it was me, I'd be like, okay, take responsibility, you know? Because I feel like if Andrew had been like, it was Ralph's idea, it's not my fault, he would have been like, well, you were the one cooking it, weren't you? I feel like that's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Like, no matter which way it went, Andrew was going to get the butt of it.
At the same time, Ralph would throw Andrew under the bus.
Yeah, he fucking would, because he's the worst. The worst. So Jessica nominates Andrew because she, like, sides with Ralph for some weird reason. But also, Andrew was yelling at her during the dinner service while she was trying to help him. So maybe, you know, she was like, we're still a team, and Ralph's been my mentor and all this shit. And I'm like, girl, get rid of him. He sucks. Oh. Anyway, so Jess nominates Andrew, and then Gordon's like, well, you know what? It's not your say, it's mine. Ralph, get up here. And he nominates Ralph instead. But he still eliminates Andrew because he says something about, like, you know, Gordon says something about, Andrew, since the day that you got in here, you know, you haven't been one to kind of like lie back and take shit from anybody, you know?
And now you're telling me.
And now you're telling me that Ralph strong-armed you into doing the halibut. And Andrew's like, but chef, and he goes, give me your jacket. Like, he won't even hear anything beyond that. Shit. Yeah. So, and then he says that he's a shitty cook. He says that Andrew can't cook. But Andrew kissed Jess goodbye, and it was really... I'm, like, so obsessed about, like, with their relationships with each other. You know what I mean?
I think they're really good friends.
I think they're good friends, too. Yeah, he, like, kissed her goodbye and, like, gave her, like, this really big hug, like, in a way that was, like, he really cared about her, and also, like, he didn't blame her for nominating him. You know?
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was an interesting time. But, yeah, we're down to the final 5. And Gordon said that Andrew can't cook, and that is my last note. The end.
The end. Ralph is
a dick.
A dick.
And Michael's this real black widow.
He's a black widow slinking in from the shadows.
Because spiders slink. That's what they do now.
Slink.
Snake.
Maybe he should.
I wonder if anybody will ever be able to follow all of the inside jokes that we make on this podcast. All the dumb references. Yeah, the references are out of this world, man.
No, we're coming up with these on our own.
Oh yeah,
we're funny.
It's not all reference humor.
Sam, we're funny.
You don't have to tell me twice. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Hell's Bitch. And once again, sorry we've been so far behind. It's just crazy times. But also, we don't know you anything. Really aggressive stance against our listeners. No. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you haven't seen season 1 of Hell's Kitchen, give us some comments. Yeah, you don't need to now. But give us some comments. Let us know who you think is going to win based on our descriptions. We got our final 5. Mike, Jimmy, Queen Elsie, Jess, and Ralph. And now, all tangoing.
And from now on, they're going to be working as individuals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Next week is the Black Jackets where they become one team. Crazy. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Hopefully, did you just burp on our podcast? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, hopefully we'll be back next week. I'm not gonna make any promises because life is really busy and I gotta learn how to tap dance.
Yeah, we're also in the process of like moving,
yay.
So there might be some hiccups and delays.
Yeah, we always aim to go week by week, but at the same time, good things come to those who wait. Thanks for listening. Tell your friend, tell your family, put it on Twitter, tell Gordon Ramsay, let him know we love him. And this week, your word of wisdom.
Let him know we love him when he like shoved lemon juice in his mouth.
We'll tell him that part whenever he calls.
Whenever he comes over.
Yeah, when he comes to hang.
All right. Anyway, we'll let him know.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Hell's Bitchin'. Max, you got anything to say to the people before we go?
Don't eat halibut.
Have you ever had halibut?
No.
We're not refined, dude. What's sweetbreads? What's halibut? What's
veal?
What's veal? What's pigeon? What's
fine dining? Really?
I've never had a scallop.
I've never had a paella.
We did. Oh, Max accidentally made a risotto this week. That's big news.
Oh,
Max
yeah.
accidentally made risotto.
Yeah, I was trying to make broccoli and cheese rice.
And I came home and I was like, Max, you know what this is? This is a fucking risotto. It was creamy and rich and ricey and a little too spicy, but in a good way.
Yeah, I put way too much cayenne pepper in it.
But it was good. And I was like, Max, this is a risotto. What is it? Oh, Wayne's World. Garth, that's a haiku. Good one, Sam.
Good one.
Anyway,
Okay.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Hell's Bitchin'. We'll be back eventually. Max's cat Sophie is here. Sophie, do you want to say goodbye? Oh my God, she just sniffed the microphone. When I said, Sophie, you want to say goodbye? She wants to be on the podcast so bad. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, your moment of wisdom this week.
Oh, God.
Oh, lettuce!
Fucking yes, mate!